What's going on, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and happy 4th of July. Today we have been we're going to be doing just a chill stream where we're playing some of the TreeFall Studios games and talking about some of the new projects that we're going to be doing in the future. Let me go ahead and hide this real quick. And yeah, I don't know if I can get that gone. But this week and last week, we started a brand new live series where every day we work a little bit farther on Pic-A-Block, and I'm going to pull that up in just a second. But today we're not really going to work on that, and we're not going to keep going forward with that because I don't have that long to stream today. It's a little bit of a different day since it's a holiday, but I figured we can take a look at where we left off. And okay, hold on one second, make sure not feedbacking myself. We can take a look at that and we can see where we left off. Let me get the right model up here. And then I'm going to show you guys my TreeFall Studios catalog on PS4, and we're going to play just a couple of games and I'm going to talk about them just for fun today. So this is going to be what took me a little bit to set up is if I get rid of this. Okay, so here we are from yesterday. The mic should be working. This is where we left off. If you believe it or not, this giant building is going to be a castle, and it's soon going to be in a PlayStation 4 game. And if you look here, this setup took me a little bit to get going. I have all my PlayStation games downloading on my PlayStation right now. This is my retail PlayStation, not the PlayStation 4 dev kit. And I realized as I was like setting up and I was like, oh, you know, it's about 1:15. I'm going to stream for about 30 minutes. I realized that my TV was like way over in the corner over here. And I would have been turning around and like looking at it, and I'm not really going to have, you know, a good line of vision from the camera to the TV. So this setup is still kind of janky. I picked up my TV and moved it onto this corner of my desk so that I can like go like this and still play, and then you guys can see. I mean, it's recording correctly on the screen, but I'm not exactly having the screen in front of me, so I don't get to really look at the camera all that much. So it's okay. It's just for fun today. We're just going to be hanging out, but I had it all downloading. I think this is all of my games now. They're out of order. You can see the only game, non-TreeFall Studios games I have on my PlayStation right now is I put in Tearaway Unfolded because I wanted to try that and finish that up. I was playing the original Ape Escape on PS1. This is like the emulated PS1 version that they just put on PlayStation, and I'm like, I played it like 2 days and I'm already halfway done with it. One of my favorite games growing up as a kid. And then I just downloaded Pumpkin Jack. This is a 3D platformer, another indie game that I wanted to try out and see how it was, because I'm just, you know, getting ideas from other indie game developers. But yeah, I wish I could reorder these. I guess I could put them in a folder, but like here's Tilting Tiles. There's the 3 Tilting Tiles games. I got Gem Collector downloaded, Annihilation, The Letter. I got Mighty Math, and Orb 1 and 2 just finished, and Maze 1 and 2 just finished. So when you look at the whole collection, it's super big. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm kind of like, you know, I don't know. I honestly think the Tilting Tiles games probably have the best thumbnails. Probably, I would say. I feel like Mighty Math is good for its like style, but it's a little weak. Perplexing Orb is pretty good. Those 2 thumbnails are pretty good. The maze thumbnails have brand consistency, but they don't really show you like a 3D maze or anything like that. So maybe I'll change that for the future. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I've got them all downloaded, and I was just going to go through a couple of them. What stinks is I think I'm just going to let's start with Pic-A-Block since this is the game we're working on. I don't know, you know, what kind of save data I've got on these. Also, if you can tell me, I wonder if the PlayStation background is a little too loud. Let me know. I can see it. It's not peaking or anything, but it is getting up in the yellow. So I don't know how the PlayStation sound is compared to my microphone volume. But this is Pic-A-Block, so this is the game that we are working on the spin-off to this game. This is the original game, and you can see this is it's kind of crazy because Pic-A-Block really, it's like one of my biggest games of all time, and it's like one of my favorite games I've ever made. There's a bunch of awesome level design things that I just thought were really good ideas and stuff, but the execution overall is not the greatest. I mean, it's pretty old. At the time, it was like the biggest project that I had done of this caliber, and hold on one second, I need to get to this. And I don't know, it's just it was so good. I was surprised that we could even get this done, basically, the way that we had it done in the original release. But at the same time, there's so many things that are like so lacking with this that like my newer games like don't have this issue. You can see that this it looks different. The main menu, we got these little squares here. I don't really use any other main menus like this. In any of my other games, it's similar, but this is actually coded completely differently than all of my other main menus. If you see, actually you can't see. Maybe let me move my, let's see, can I move my guy? Oh shoot, maybe the wrong thing. Let's lock everything really quickly. Make sure I have my camera selected. There we go. All right, I'm on the other side now. So you can see the options menu for this game was literally just, you press options and you can invert the Y. And then it's like, it's really weird. You have to scroll over and then you click it and then click it. And then you have to scroll back. And like, I don't think there's any code. There's no code in here to where you can get rid of that once you open up the options menu. It's just there. We're at 0%, so I guess we can just do a new game. We can't load game anyways. This is also like a little touch that's like pretty bad. Hey, RG Gamer 123, thanks for joining into the stream. Pic-A-Block is actually only released in North America. So if you're in an EU region, the only way to be able to play it is by downloading it from a North American account. Really sorry about that. This is our oldest game on PlayStation, and it's before we had the licenses and our company set up in Europe in order to release over there. And then by the time we started releasing all of our games, because all of our games now are released in Europe, by the time we did that, you know, we couldn't go back and get this game out because there was a couple issues with staff and licenses, and also the game was so old at that point we'd have to like kind of redo it a whole lot in order to get it published. So this is one of the only ones that's not in the European store, which is, you know, kind of sad. Sorry about that. This is also another little thing I was going to mention. A lot of people just like hated this game right off the bat. This is like a quality of life improvement. You know, things like this don't exist in our new games. You saw the story slides go by here, and the story is still going, and this is the last story slide, and there's no button indicator to tell you to press X, and it doesn't automatically load the level. All you have to do is just press X. It's just something we didn't think about. You know, usually people just press X really quickly, and we didn't want to overlay it on top of the images there. But so many people were confused in the very beginning of the game and just thought the game was broken. So stuff like that is not going to exist in the new Pic-A-Block. It's going to be much more polished than that. You can see that there are some cool things here. There's like a trigger volume that tells you as soon as you start moving, tells you how to run. As soon as you get close to these boxes, it tells you to break the boxes so you can go by. You're supposed to follow the path here. That's what these little squares are for. And then you can see as soon as you get close to Twiglet, a little triangle appears. And if you press triangle, a new camera appears. You can walk around here, and then you can see his dialogue. There's actually a series of achievements that you have to get by talking to everybody, and some of the conversations are missable, so you have to, you know, talk to everybody as soon as you see them. So just keep that in mind. A lot of people complain about that a bunch. Hey Aloy, welcome to the stream. Music from Pic-A-Block is a bit too loud. Alrighty, let me go ahead and get that down. Let me pull it to here. Tell me how that sounds. Let me know if that's okay or if it's bad. Or if it needs to go down some more. But yeah, so did I grab this already? And then you're supposed to walk around here in the corner, and then you can see here's a golden pot, and then you can see that's the first one you collect, and you realize I got to get some golden pots. There's the exit level here, so you can exit the level, and then here is the special seed for this level, and you can see the little icon pops up. Also, another cool thing I really liked about this game is this was just completely random. You could go up to telescopes and press triangle, and you would be able to see a future item. This was only used in like maybe 2 levels, so I didn't really utilize this code and models all that much, but yeah, it's still there. I got it to where like when you're in the log, it shrinks down so you can see, and you can see your characters walking around, and the camera is like bouncing off the log. That was kind of hard to do. There's a little acorn out over here. The way that this game is designed, I actually really like it. Another thing to mention, I just love looking out because it's like fog sky, just clouds bouncing around, and you can see the clouds, we always have them blending into the skybox there, so pretty cool and good. I'm glad you can hear me better now because the acorn fanfare is pretty loud when you grab an acorn. That's another thing I want to do in the next game. You know, in old classic platformers, what you would have is you would grab something like that, and then there would be, you know, it would say acorn collected, or like, you know, bolt collected or something like that, depending on what game you were playing, you know, crystal collected and stuff. And then there would be like a camera animation that would fly around and then you know, give you your little prize that you got in the old platformers of the yesteryear. So I might try to do some camera animations to go along with the new game when you collect the acorns. That was another cool one. You could see when you put the seed in there. It's our first game where we took advantage of controller rumble. I don't think I ever did that on Wii U. And I did it in this first game in PlayStation. The controller will vibrate while you're growing the stalk here. Here's the acorn you could see earlier. This level is completely linear to teach you how the game works and how to follow the seed trails, because if you can see, there's trails of seeds that kind of lead you throughout the level and show you where to go. And then these are your first enemies that you run up to. I mean, these you ran into earlier, and you can see he's guarding this seed. If you walk into that, it'll knock you out. You'll get a little flashing animation. You'll lose a couple of chips off your character, and it will let you know that you've lost health. You can see you can bring up the HUD if you press the touchpad. Otherwise, it disappears, and that's just so you can see the level better. But you do have a vine attack, which we were using to break these boxes, and if you hit these guys, they'll go flying off the cliff, which is one of my favorite things, the little sound effect when they go flying. So definitely going to use those enemies again in the new Pitter-Pot spinoff, but I think I'm going to try to give them a little bit more some AI instead of just... Right now they're on tracks, they're moving around kind of like Crash Bandicoot enemies. That's basically what they were supposed to be like. You know, they're just like the turtles going back and forth. But later I'm going to try to get them to where they chase you and stuff like that when you're in certain regions. And if you can see, so the way this game works is if you collect all the secret pots in a level, a secret acorn will appear. And that's one of the cooler things that I got coding wise to work out in this game, because there's no telling on how you will collect the pots. So wherever you collect your final pot, there's code where it brings the final acorn to your position, basically. So that was pretty cool. And then you can see the secret for this level in this right here, this little stepping stone is laid there so you know exactly where to run down, because it's really easy to miss and fall off, and it's kind of hard to see. You can only look so far. on the camera, this giant wood block is blocking the way, but now that you've unlocked a bomb, you can drop a bomb and blow it up, and then you can get the final acorn, and then it gives you a little notification when you have every item collected, all seeds, all pots, all acorns. It will give you a little level collected or level complete thing, which is pretty cool. I think that I'm going to do a little bit better in the future with the new Pitter-Pot spinoff to have like a 3D level complete animation and like maybe like a camera pan over the whole level. And what's up, PLP? Thanks for joining into the stream. Yeah, I got it tweeted out on Twitter and I put it in the Discord, but I didn't share it out everywhere. And yeah, I tried to do the best I could to have the colliders block it, where you can't really do it, but like if you're a speedrunner, you can totally jank it around. This is another time you got to talk to Twiglet over here before you go up forward. And like, for instance, you know, like this, you know, you can't, there's no way to get around this wall. I have a whole platform missing that rises up when you have enough, when you blow up this wall and you have enough to unlock it, so you can keep going forward. But yeah, so you can see we got 4 acorns in that level, and we need 8 in order to lock the seed bomb to go to World 2. So you can either be one more level 100%, or you can just go into a couple of these and just get a few. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, you gotta say Twitter. Yeah, Twitter is how I found out, but I was tabbed out. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the one thing about this is like the character controller is like a little weak. I'm gonna try to do it to make it a little bit better, because like I got a couple ideas on how to make this a little bit better. So you can see like the way that the controller works is like you can kind of jump and you can pull back a tad, but like if you're looking and you jump, you can see like that's all you can turn mobility in the air. Like it's really strong, like you're very heavy, like it's hard to turn in the air. And then on top of that, you basically have this momentum thing to where like if you don't stop, or if you're not going to land in the center of a platform just right and you hit this edge, you're going to go ahead and fall. You can't stop the momentum. He continues walking and you'll kind of just run off of the edge. So there's a couple things. And then also the controls feel bad because like if you're like right here, see that? See how I'm like walking? I press X like right at the edge. I keep pressing X and I don't jump, and I have the momentum where I keep going. And then you kind of fall off the cliff. I'm going to try to fix that. And I'm going to try to do some code to where we're checking in that you can jump, even though that this character controller was kind of already pre-written and I just edited it. I'm going to try to edit it some more now that I have a little bit more coding knowledge. I'm not rewriting it all completely just because that's going to be done for the Pitter-Pot 2, but I am going to try to make the Pitter-Pot spinoff a little bit more playable by making you be able to turn a little bit more, try to slow that momentum down some, and then I'm going to try to make it to where like when you're walking off like that, you can still jump like a tad bit after you go off of the ledge. Because I think even if I can just get that one thing working, the whole game will feel so much better, because you like press the input and you're like, you get mad because you pressed it and you're like, oh, I jumped, but technically he was like just a smidgen off of the ledge, and then you can't jump anymore, and you already have momentum because you're holding forward. So he starts walking and he starts walking faster, and then you kind of just walk right off the cliff, and that leads to a lot of deaths. So, you know, not the best there. I'm gonna try to do a couple things to fix that up. Yeah, he is very slippery. I played through this game like 5 times fully for the last achievement. I'm too familiar with these controls and all their quirks. Yeah, no, for sure, you definitely are. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit better, but it's still gonna be highly similar even in the spin-off, but I'm gonna try to make it better than this game, that's for sure. And I'm gonna try to do better graphics overall, better level designs, even though there's a lot to these level designs and item placements that I do really enjoy. That's why I popped into this level. This is the rain level, and there's things like this. This just reminds me of like Zelda. Like I have like 2 bushes on either side, so it's just kind of like over here hiding, but then there's like a hole here, and you're kind of like, well, what's that? So if you go over there, and then you can kind of see the sparkle, there's a hidden item over there. You go up here, and then as you're walking across this bridge, you can see stuff like this is like my favorite type of level design. You can see that there's a little item for you to get down there, but you just don't know how to get it. And then these guys, see, this is the hard part. Like, this is really easy. That's why I have like this extra one here. When you're walking too fast, it's easy just to like have the momentum and just run right off of the cliff here and just die. And then, you know, that would be frustrating as all get out to people. So you got to be super careful. And then boom, you can grab this here. To me, like, I have these controls just like mastered because I practiced it so much when designing these levels and doing all the dev that I'm like, I fully understand the character controller, and it's not too bad. Also, like, these bridges, like, these are some of my favorite models in this game, and you can see when you run across them, he kind of like, it's like the character controller is having trouble staying on the surface, and you can see he kind of bounces down, and while he's bouncing, if he's not connected to the ground, you can't even jump while you're running off of the bridge. So stuff like that is what I'm going to try to smooth up to fix for the next one. Also love how, you know, I just hide stuff around these corners. This game is all about finding all the secret items. It's a 3D platformer collectathon. There's another hidden item over here. Missed that. Here's your acorn for this corner of the map. See, like each main direction for the map, there is an item for you to get, and then there'll be secret paths off of each. These elevators were so hard to code originally because like I couldn't get him rotating. The whole object was rotating one way, and then I needed to get those platforms to rotate and be flat the whole time. Then I needed to get Pitter-Pot to be able to ride and be exactly at the position of those. So definitely reusing this now that I got it working. And then here's an acorn out here, and we can jump over this way. This is my favorite level and song in a TreeFall game. Well, thank you. This is, well, I designed all the levels in this game, but I wrote the song. This is the only song that I personally wrote for this game. One of our old TreeFall Studios members wrote all the rest of the music for this. That's why this song sounds a little bit different than the rest of the game. But I will be writing the music for the new Pitter-Pot, so the new Pitter-Pot levels are going to sound more like this, probably. And they're all going to have a more unique vibe to them. A lot of these worlds, each world has a different vibe, but, you know, they're not too crazy because a lot of models are reused. I'm going to be doing a lot of custom stuff for each level. In the new spin-off, since it's so short, each level is going to be like its own thing. I've watched so many people do this on stream when this game first came out, and this is like so difficult. Like I would never do this now, like with the way the controller works. Like I made it look easy. I did it in 2 tries, but I've watched people do this over and over and over and over. And it's just so difficult for people to get because the way that the controller works is like you can just, once you jump, if you just touch the edge or if you have any momentum at all, you just keep going right off of it. So yeah, let's go. Let's get all of these, and then that's going to be this level. And uh-oh, did I miss one? I missed a seed somewhere. Huh. It's probably back in the beginning. Because, did I go get all of this? Also, this is a cool thing to notice. If you don't need to do this, but if you just wait, they respawn, these C-bombs, and you can just pick up as many as you can. And this kind of like teaches you that you can only hold, I think you can only hold 5 in this game. I think you can go past 4. Let's see. No, you can only hold 4. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, it's this guy. All right, level complete. Let's go. Let's drop a bunch of This is my favorite level. He wanted to say better, but he said different, not to be mean. He's okay. Oh yeah. Well, see, now we've got the you can see this. See, now Twiglet's moved. You got to talk to him here because he'll move again as soon as you start the next world. You got to get that if you're trying to get all the achievements. You can blow this up, and now you can see there's a new platform there, so you can go here. Talk to Rose. She's gonna be in the new game. She's gonna have legs this time. Yeah, this world is pretty cool. This has some like custom models for the levels, although like I don't really like the textures. I just don't like a lot of the textures in this game. That's why a lot of them are getting redone. This is like my favorite bonus level because there's just a couple cool things in this one that I got coding wise that's like only done in this level. First off, Pitterpot himself is coated a little bit in snow, and he's got snow in his pot. But as you can see, snowballs are launching off the top up here, and as they roll down the hill, they slowly get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you run into one, it knocks you out, just like any other enemy would. There's lots of hidden stuff everywhere. Stuff like this should be so easy to hop and jump, and then like you can see, like if you're just like pressing forward, you just lose momentum, you can no longer jump, and then you know you kind of get stuck. So that's what I'm going to try to fix for the new game. This is pretty cool because you can launch that. It shoots the little snowball when you hit it with your vine, and then you get these moving, and then you can ride these across. Let's see. Please don't put any more achievements for specific text boxes in future games, like things you can miss and not be able to go back to. Yeah, missable achievements, some people love them, some people hate them, because if you're paying attention, then you feel like you're doing pretty good. But it does force people, if they weren't planning ahead from the start, to go back and replay the games. I typically like them. I hate them in most games, but like there are dialogue achievements and missable achievements like in Dark Souls and stuff that I think are highly fun. So like those are the types of games I was playing before making this, and I think that's where some of that idea came from. I wanted to make the trophy list unique and kind of difficult, and I would say that this is one of the most difficult trophy lists that we do have outside of like Mighty Math from just sheer difficulty. Yeah, there's maybe a couple other ones that are kind of hard. Those jumps right there are also hard for people to do, because if you don't jump soon enough and you're jumping while you're falling on the downswing, well then you run into a problem, and then you can't jump, and then you're already pressing forward like you were gonna jump, and then you run off the cliff. So I really think just fixing that one issue for the spin-off will be able to fix everybody's kind of control complaints with this game. So, but yeah, and you can see I got snow on this little thing here. What, Dark Souls has those? I hope there's none in Elden Ring. I had to beat this game like 6 times. That final level killed me, the huge level. Yeah, I actually haven't beaten Elden Ring. That's like the only one. I don't really like it all that much. I mean, I do like it. I'm gonna go back and play it on PS4 probably. I have played it on Xbox a little bit and maybe got like a third of the way through it. I don't really like the open world stuff. I pretty much hate open world games in general. I don't like Breath of the Wild. I've been enjoying Tears of the Kingdom just because I think it's a little bit more fun mechanically, but still not really my favorite. I don't really like them. I think it's just too big, too much random stuff to do, too many things that are just completely useless. And I kind of felt that way in the beginning of Elden Ring. I didn't care about running around going into caves and doing random junk. But I know that there's a lot more to it, and I'm going to give it another shot. But Dark Souls does have it where, there's tons of missable quest lines in Dark Souls where if you piss off a certain NPC or something like that, then they will now try to kill you, and then you can't get a certain item which you need to get the achievements. So you have to go down all these side quest lines. The old Dark Souls games were so much harder. Most of them took a minimum of 3 playthroughs to do if you were paying attention to everything you needed to do. And if you still missed something on those playthroughs, you could do way more than that. But Elden Ring's platinum and achievements are a whole lot easier than the original Dark Souls games. Oh, game over. Let's continue and go to a different level. PLP says, you have an Xbox. I mean, hey, we all got paperweights, but some are more lavish than others. I had an Xbox. I did have one whenever Xbox first accepted tilting tiles to be released on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X. I decided to buy one and immerse myself in the ecosystem so I could learn more and just see what it was all about. And I kept it from about February this year. I think it was February this year is when I bought one. No, they accepted the game over a year ago, so it would have been last February, and I think I held on to the Xbox for about 6 months. I went through an eBay streak where I basically bought old games, and I played all the old 360 games. I was buying physicals of 360 and the original Xbox, and I was playing those games and enjoying those. And then basically I realized that even that, most of those games were playable now somewhere else on PS3. There's only a few 360 games that are actually still 360 exclusive, and basically every other Xbox game possible you can just buy on Steam. So it's basically useless. I really don't understand the point of an Xbox. I needed to sell it. I was needing a little extra cash for one of the months. One month where I didn't have the games out yet. So I looked around at what I had and I was like, I'm just not really playing this. I was basically playing it for third-party games that could be played on PlayStation or on Steam or anything else. So I went ahead and toasted it out and sold it. But I enjoyed it for the few moments that I had it. I think that they pretty much don't have any reason to actually have one. There's a secret over here. This was one of the cool ones. So you need to get these C bombs, and then also like this is a secret that you have to do. You gotta blow up this wall here, and then you get the secret key, and then the key leads you over here, and we can drop this. Yeah, and then this was a cool little animation I did. I really like that. I like this level because it was all I'm just gonna jump through as fast as I can. It was all designed by hand, and this part's really cool. I'm getting ready to end the stream early already, a couple more minutes, but I want to talk about this part of the level design up here, and then I'm going to talk about some of the future stuff we're going to be working on this week. So you run up here, and then you get past those cannons, and then you're like, oh, here's the final acorn that you got to see earlier on the telescope. But if you look down here, there's a massive giant whole level on the back side here. And this is something I'm going to be doing in the new Pitter-Pot spinoff, just like this. This is some of my favorite level design stuff. But you can see there's some quirks here. The camera, not very good, where you can't really see too well. And then, was that? Oh, this is just to jump back down. Can I break that? Yeah, I can. Okay, you were supposed to go the other way, I guess. You're supposed to fall through it. Yeah, and then this one has a secret where you're supposed to jump out of it to get this, and then the elevator goes back down and you jump on it. But I am going to do some designs like this because I really like these designs where you think the level is over, and then all of a sudden there's a giant, 2D platforming section basically. But I think my coding skills are strong enough now to where we're going to code the camera where it flies out, and all of a sudden you're going to be, doing a 2D level, and it will be like locked in place following you along, so you can actually see instead of this. I mean, it is nice to be able to turn and see all this, but it's just really kind of tight, and I think probably changing the camera view will help out a little bit better. Excuse me. But yeah, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day on this 4th of July holiday. I just wanted to do a quick stream where we talked a little bit about some of these games. I played Pitter-Pot the entire time instead of booting up any of these other games. I was going to go through all this catalog, but I got started a little late. I need to boot this one up because I haven't even played this on my own retail PS4, so I haven't even earned the trophies. And this is like my least selling game on here, basically, at this point. Got to go ahead and rep it. Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix is pretty awesome. But yeah, so this week we're going to continue working on Pitter-Pot. The rest of the week we're going to be doing streams going back to development, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to get a little bit farther. Hopefully we're going to finish that hub world. Stage select, I can only do level 1. I love Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. This is already getting me off my thinking here. I think I got a tilt for this. Yeah. Ta-da. Level 1 is already so much harder. It's crazy. Yeah, let's go. We're in a trophy. Also, when I'm playing Tilting Tiles, this totally got me distracted. I can't play, like, I speed run these games because I've played them so much. That's why there's options in here. If you go down to the options, you can go player speed, you can go to fast. Whoops, wrong one. So you can run around as quickly as you can. Actually, I can just show you here. So I feel like I need to increase the speed even more. Just because I don't know if the game can actually handle it because there's a lot of calculations going on in the background. But yeah, so we're gonna play Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix another day. But let's go ahead and see. I just love this one because the lighting is like so much better than the first game, and the designs are so much harder. So let's switch here and go back to this. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to this fun stream where we hung out and we just played Pitter-Pot, and we're celebrating just having the day off. Everyone should mostly have the day off on the 4th of July. And we're going to be going back to streaming Pitter-Pot development through the rest of the week. And I've got a secret announcement coming on the weekend next week. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Thanks for watching the stream. Be sure to go ahead and check out Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge on the PS4. This will be a fun game for you to play with your family since it's got co-op on 4th of July while you're waiting for the fireworks shows this evening. It's only 49 cents. Also, you can follow us on Patreon and any of our social media platforms. Our Discord invite links, everything will be in the description below. So that is all down there available for you. Steam summer sale is still going on. You can pick up 7 TreeFall Studios games for $9.88. Leave us some reviews on Steam. That would help us out a ton. And you can see in this corner, we got social media flying across the screen throughout this whole time, so you guys can follow us on all of those. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I had fun. Before I need to go, I need to give a shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. I gotta give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Overhyped Gamer, Shark and Minnow, and PLP. Thanks for what you do for TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. Hope you guys are looking forward to more streams this week and more games from TreeFall Studios with level designs like what we were just looking at in Pitter-Pot. All right, guys, without further ado, I will catch you in the next stream or the next video, whichever one comes first.